Why an Israeli-Palestinian-Jordanian confederation offers the only realistic solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? After 75 years of conflict, regardless of the many changes on the ground, the political wind that swept the region, and the intermittent violence between Israel and the Palestinians, leading to the tragic Israel-Hamas war, the Palestinians will not give up on their aspiration for statehood. That said, the many irreversible pacts that have been created on the ground since 1967 make the creation of an Israeli-Palestinian-Jordanian confederation imperative to achieve a sustainable Israeli-Palestinian peace. Why confederation? Confederations are defined as, quote, voluntary association of independent states that, to secure some common purpose, agree to certain limitations on their freedom of action and establish a joint machinery of consultation or deliberations, end of quote. There are 5 major facts on the ground that have evolved since the 1967 Six-Day War that can no longer be dramatically changed, making the creation of a confederation imperative. The Israel-Hamas war made that even more relevant today than before. First, Israelis and Palestinians are interspersed in the West Bank, Jerusalem, Israel proper, and Jordan, which makes it simply impossible to physically relocate a large segment of either population. There are an estimated 3 million Palestinians and 700,000 Israelis in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, roughly 2 million Israeli Arab citizens, 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza, and 50% of the Jordanian population is of Palestinian origin. Since the demographic makeup cannot be changed in any significant way, it makes the coexistence of Israelis, Palestinians, and Jordanians inescapable. Second, Israel's national security and the Palestinians' sense of insecurity are sources of great concern to all sides, particularly as they are directly connected. Therefore, security collaboration is central to any peace agreement. Even now, there is extensive security collaborations, include intelligence sharing and coordination, which must be further expanded under the canopy of a confederation. Any peace agreement should be based on a solid security collaboration between the 3 sides. Third, Jerusalem is unique in that Israelis, Palestinians, and Jordanians, and Jews, Muslims, and Christians around the world have a special affinity to the city. Jerusalem is home to the Jews' holiest shrine, the 3rd holiest Muslim shrines, and the most sacred sites of Christianity. Given that these holy shrines are adjacent to one another and no physical change can occur, there will always be the need to fully collaborate on security and improvements to all of the holy sites. In addition, East Jerusalem houses the largest mixed Jewish-Arab community anywhere in the world, with roughly 330,000 Arabs and 215,000 Jews. They move freely throughout the city and Israel, and neither side wants to change that under any peace agreement. The city's infrastructure and services, roads, electrical grid, communications, and maintenance are fully integrated. Fourth, regardless of how just the right of the return of the Palestinian refugees is, it is simply impossible to exercise such a right given the changed realities on the ground. Instead, the Palestinians must redefine the right of return to the state of Palestine in general, which is in line with international legal principles. The solution to the refugee issues rests, then, as it always has, on compensation and/or resettlement, mostly in the West Bank and Gaza, and offering compensation for those who live outside Palestinian territories, especially those in Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq, and choose not to relocate. Fifth, the vast majority of settlers will stay in place because no Israeli government, regardless of its political leaning, will agree to remove the settlement as agreed in previous peace negotiations in 2008 and 9 and 2013 and 14. The Palestinians will be compensated through land swap of 4 to 6% to make up for the land used by Israeli settlements in the West Bank, especially by the 3 large settlements block along the 1967 borders. Why must Jordan join the Israeli-Palestinian Confederation? For many reasons, including Jordan's national security concerns, its proximity to Israel and the West Bank, its demographic composition, its commercial ties with both Israel and the Palestinians, and the fact that Jordan is the custodian of the Muslim holy shrines in Jerusalem and is at peace with Israel. These all makes Jordan central third independent state in the Confederation. Having said that, no agreement on the establishment of a confederation can be achieved and sustained unless it is preceded by a process of reconciliation between Israel and the Palestinians for at least 7 to 10 years. Such a process would involve comprehensive government-to-government and people-to-people interactions to mitigate the psychological impediments and the deeply embedded distrust and hatred between them. In addition, socioeconomics and security are prerequisites to sustain the peace process. All 3 sides need to agree from the onset that such a process must ultimately lead to the creation of a Palestinian state as a prerequisite to the establishment of an Israeli-Palestinian-Jordanian confederation. Establishing confederation will ensure that Israel secure its democracy and Jewish national identity, the Palestinians fulfill their aspiration for statehood, and Jordan maintains its independence and further enhances its national security. I really believe that only under such a framework will all 3 states grow and prosper in peace and usher in a broader regional peace and stability.